welcome to this morning broadcast here on NewsX. I'm Saurabh Sanyal, and let's shift our focus quickly to what's happening in Karnataka. Karnataka government is mulling building tunnels in the city to ease congestion on roads. After the steel flyover project had to be scrapped by the Siddaramaiah government facing protests from citizens, the government is now planning to build underground tunnels to ease the traffic situation in the city. The tunnels are proposed to be built at 4 critical junctions in Bengaluru. If the proposal gets implemented, Bengaluru will be among the few cities in India to have road tunnels. Most road tunnels are on highways or in mountainous regions. With assembly elections due in 2018, the government attempts to woo Bengalurians with the tunnel new project. But will the project get through is the big question.
Sir, you have proposed tunnel roads for Bangalore. What is the idea, sir?
See, we got several ideas to decongest Bangalore. One of the ideas we wanted to have a steel elevated road, the steel bridge. The environment and all the people, NGT said no. Now, some of the companies has come forward. They will have a tunnel road. That we are exploring the possibility of the tunnel road. That is the thing. This is only one thing, because we are taking multi-program we are taken already. One is the metro. Already, first phase is already almost completed. Second phase is also start. Second phase 2A is also we are proposed. We are with the cabinet is approved, and airport link to metro from Nagwar is also finalized. These are the one thing. The second thing is the entire we are with the cabinet is approved, and airport link to metro from Nagwar is also finalized. These are the one thing. The second thing is the entire elevated road in Bangalore city, about 100 kilometers. That is also, the DPR is ready. Then suburban train also, we are moving it, and the state government has funded 350 crores for that purpose. Alternative roads to airport. There are about 6 alternative roads to airport. From the PWD, they are already doing it. We are introducing about 3,000 new buses to Bangalore city. And PRR road is also we are taking it up. All these steps we are taking.
Coming back to this tunnel road, what is the cost? Is it feasible, sir?
See, that is in the preliminary stage. We requested the companies who are interested to submit an estimate. Not the proper estimate. They will have an approximate estimate. After that, we will take it up. This is a very preliminary stage. We will have a thorough discussion about it.
Well, for more on the story, I'm now joined by my colleague Jai Prakash, who joins us from Bengaluru. Jai, clearly the government seems to be out of ideas on the ground, which is why they are now planning tunnels to ease congestion in Bengaluru. But the opposition has already started crying foul.
Well, absolutely, sir. You heard the minister saying, reeling out details about all the big-ticket projects, including elevated road, the metro phase 2, and this one takes the cake. Tunnel roads in 4 locations in Bangalore at a cost of 400 to 500 crores per kilometer. Where is the money to implement such a project? In the first place, we're talking about a tunnel road from Chalukya Circle to Airport Road, the very place where the steel bridge flyover was, proposed, which landed in the NGT, and then the project was flagged down thanks to the mass movement by citizens for Bengaluru. Now, this one too is heading to a controversy as the Siddaramaiah government he's headed to a last year of governance. In fact, we are kicking into an election year in 2018. This being the case, just a feasibility report is being sought by a Bulgarian firm. How is the project taking shape, and will it in fact fly off the shelf? That remains to be seen, because the Karnataka government doesn't have the money or wherewithal to implement this project in the first place. Even if they're going for a build, operate and transfer mode, then the revenue model for this tunnel road.
But Jai, we saw the kind of protest that really had erupted on the ground in Bengaluru as far as the steel flyover was concerned, and now we see that the opposition is already waving the red flag as far as this road tunnel project is concerned.
Well, absolutely. The steel bridge flyover entered into a controversy thanks to the mass movement by citizens for Bengaluru, because about 350 trees were to make way for this steel mega flyover, which will also increase the heat in that corridor and will have environmental repercussions. So that being the case, there was a movement, and thanks to the diary episode wherein a kickback of 65 crores was mentioned in one of the diaries, which was confiscated by the IT sleuths. Now the tunnel
yes, so
road
that
is
really, Jay, was the nail in the coffin. As you mentioned, that amount of money which suddenly cropped up from nowhere, and it was mentioned in the diary. Just stay on with us, Jay. Let's quickly listen into some other reactions coming in on the story, and we'll come back to you in a bit.
There is a very popular saying that there is light at the end of the tunnel. I don't see light at the beginning of these tunnels also. One more fancy idea from our Bangalore Development Minister, Mr. George. That too, at the slog over period of his government, coming out with this tunnel decision is a step towards giving lollipop to the Bangalore citizens in the coming elections.
The role of government is to promote public transport. So they must take measures to promote public transport, whether it be underground metro or whether through buses and commuter rail and the like. Doing this for private vehicles is very short-sighted. All it will do is shift the congestion from one place to another place, and that is not helpful.
Less than 10% of Bangalore goes in a car. Now, in spite of all the cars you see, 45-50% of the Bangalore still travels by bus. Rather than increasing the share of mass transit, if you go and build this, it will only encourage more people to buy more cars. And by the time they finish building it, there will already be more cars to congest that in the first place. Two, if they could have this much money to build tunnels, why are they not finished putting more of the metro underground? Metro moves 50,000 people an hour. Their tunnel will move maybe 5,000 people an hour.
We heard some reactions there coming in from Bangalore on this developing story, but Jay, bring you in once again. Now, there's a comment from Bengaluru Mayor G. Padmavati, who essentially took part in the meeting where this entire proposal was discussed. And she said that there is a section of people who oppose any development work. I heard the experts speak, they're good and the infrastructure is better than ours. The same team has constructed tunnel roads in the valleys of Turkey and Switzerland, and I have seen them. All 4 roads where tunnels are proposed will be bi-directional. So the government clearly building up its case to blunt the opposition charge.
Well, absolutely. There will be pros and cons, and there will be for and against whenever the project is proposed. But you cannot say that any development will be opposed just for the sake of opposition. In fact, Bangalore is seeing or witnessing a massive road makeover in the CBD, which is called Tendashore Road, wherein the roads are getting shrunk and footpaths are getting expanded. So that project is taken in the right spirit. So talk about tunnel road. Experts say that usually tunnel road is when you have a river or a mountain to cross by. But in Bangalore city, mass transit is what we're looking at because Bangalore has been having this perennial problem of traffic snarls with over 50 lakh vehicles moving in the city is at snail's pace at below 5 kilometers per hour. This being the case, a push to mass transit is what we're looking at.
But Jay, one quick question, Jay, over here. In fact, road tunnels had been proposed in 2010-11 as well, and it was proposed by the former Bengaluru Development Minister R. Ashok. So that time also, they did not progress much beyond the discussion table. But now going by what has happened with the steel flyover project and how residents came out and openly staged protests, which is why the government backtracked, is there a possibility of citizens coming out on the streets once again? Because as it is being projected now, this is again being done to aid the VIPs and to ease congestion in the VIP areas.
Well, absolutely. I did speak to some of the activists from Citizens for Bengaluru who are actually gathering, and soon we will see a campaign by this organization against this project too. The main reason for this project to be implemented are one, it is the corridor where the VVIPs move. In fact, this connects Vidhan Sauda and legislators' home to the airport road. Second being large-scale real estate development that is happening around the airport road. So this being the case, there is the hitch there because
Right.
traffic is a perennial problem in that corridor between Chalukya Circle and Airport Road. So this being the case, Bangalore Development Minister KJ George is pushing for this big ticket project because Steel
Right.
Bridge flyover didn't take off. He wants to see to it that some solution is in
So
sight.
still early
when it
days,
comes to
Jay, as
traffic
far as
movement
this
in that
particular
segment.
project is concerned, as far as the road tunnels are concerned.